Hey everyone. Let me tell you a story. A story I never thought I'd be sharing. It's about how I, an ordinary guy, turned into a woman after a science experiment went horribly wrong. And how I ended up falling in love with my best friend. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up because this story gets wild. It all started when I signed up for a research study at my university. They were looking for test subjects for some kind of genetic therapy trial. The flyer promised easy money and reassured participants that the risks were minimal. Thought, why not? I mean, how bad could it be? Now, I'll admit, I wasn't exactly brimming with confidence back then. I was just your average, awkward guy, kind of invisible to be honest. I'd always admired people like Emma, this girl in my class who was everything I wasn't. Popular, outgoing, and effortlessly magnetic. But I never had the guts to talk to her. Anyway, back to the experiment. I showed up at the lab, where the researchers explained they were testing a cutting-edge treatment designed to stimulate adaptability and cellular regeneration. Big science words I barely understood, but they mentioned something about temporary effects and gender plasticity. I didn't think too much of it. They injected me with this glowing serum, told me to relax, and left me in a sterile white room. For the first half hour, nothing happened. I felt normal, just a little bored, maybe a little sleepy. But then, things started to get weird. First, it was this warm, tingling sensation spreading through my body, like an electric hum under my skin. My heart started racing, and my hands felt strange. Smaller, softer. I thought, no big deal, probably just my imagination. But then I looked down. My clothes weren't fitting right. My shirt felt tight across my chest, and my jeans hung loose around my hips. My arms looked slimmer, my fingers more delicate. And then I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. The face staring back wasn't mine. Well, it was, but it was different. Softer, prettier. My jawline was less angular. My eyes looked bigger, and my lips were fuller. My hair, which had been short, was now brushing against my shoulders. Freaked out. What the heck is happening to me? I shouted, but my voice, it wasn't my voice. It was higher, smoother, more feminine. The scientists rushed in, trying to calm me down. They told me this was a rare but temporary side effect of the treatment. Temporary. Sure, okay. Except that over the next few hours, the changes didn't stop. By the time I got home, I looked and felt completely different. My body was unmistakably feminine. I panicked, locking myself in my room, but the strangest part wasn't just the way I looked. It was how I felt. I couldn't stop staring at my reflection in the mirror. I mean, I was beautiful, like drop-dead gorgeous. My heart was pounding, not from fear, but excitement, curiosity. I didn't know what was happening to me, but a part of me wanted to explore it. I found an old dress in my closet, a leftover costume from some Halloween party. I don't know what possessed me, but I tried it on. The way it hugged my curves, the way it flowed when I moved, it felt right. I spent an hour twirling in front of the mirror, smiling like an idiot. The next day, I told myself I'd stay home and avoid people, but instead I ended up at the mall. I don't even know why. I wandered into a clothing store, running my fingers over soft fabrics, admiring the dresses and skirts. Before I knew it, I was in the changing room, trying on outfits that made me blush just to look at. I walked out of that store with a floral dress, a pair of heels, and a strange sense of excitement. But it didn't stop there. That night, I watched makeup tutorials on YouTube, telling myself it was just research. An hour later, I was sitting at my desk, applying foundation, eyeliner, and lipstick. When I saw the finished look, I almost didn't recognize myself. I was stunning. Over the next few days, I started noticing other changes, ones I couldn't explain. My movements felt more graceful, my voice had a natural lilt, and my thoughts, they weren't the same. I found myself gossiping with the girls in class about relationships and outfits. And then there was Jason. Jason was the star athlete at our school. I'd barely noticed him before, but now, oh my gosh. Every time he walked by, I couldn't help but stare. The way he smiled, the way his broad shoulders filled out his shirt, his deep voice, it all made my heart race. One day I actually said out loud, "Jason is so dreamy." I was mortified, but the girl sitting next to me just giggled and agreed. Things escalated when Jason invited me to a party. I spent hours getting ready, my hair, my makeup, my outfit. When I walked in, he noticed me immediately. "Wow," he said, looking me up and down. "You look amazing." My heart skipped a beat. At the party, Jason stayed by my side the whole time. He was sweet, funny, and flirty. By the end of the night, we ended up alone on the balcony. And when he leaned in to kiss me, I didn't stop him. That kiss changed everything. Felt perfect. The next day, the scientists called to check in. They told me the changes might be permanent, but by then I already knew. And I didn't care. I wasn't the same person who'd walked into that lab. And for the first time, I didn't want to be. I was happy. Jason is my boyfriend now. And I'm loving every second of this crazy, unexpected life. So yeah, that's my story. I went from an invisible, awkward guy to a confident, happy woman. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. What do you guys think? Could you imagine something like this happening to you? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more crazy stories.